everybody, it's Mike DeLisio with another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Nemesis Lockdown, coming from Awakened Realms. This is a Kickstarter, so I do want to point that out that depending upon when you watch this or if it goes to retail, I cannot tell you for sure whether what you see in this box will be what you see in a game that you might come across. Nemesis Lockdown is a sequel to the acclaimed Nemesis board game. This space survival horror experience, for 1 to 5 players, confront you with a new adventure that expands upon the established immersive rules. It also offers a new way of getting into the world of Nemesis. So, it is a standalone game. You do not need Nemesis to be able to play this. This plays on its own, but it's going to have much of the same feel as Nemesis, as it says, a survival horror game. All right. This is a big box. It's going to have a fair number of minis. I think that's, we can say that with pretty good clarity. Let's take a look inside the box and see what we can find out. All right, here we start off with our rule book. So we've got our introduction and our overview. Nemesis Lockdown is a semi-cooperative game where you and other players must survive in a Martian facility infested with hostile organisms. All right. To win, you need to complete one of the 2 objectives dealt to you at the start of the game and safely wait until the rescue party arrives. Here is our list of components, and there are a lot of them. A lot of cards, a lot of minis, a lot of tiles, a lot of tokens, a lot. Here's our setup for the game. Relatively involved. And this is the crew setup. Player goals and the end of the game. Okay, it says a game of Nemesis may result in several or multiple winners, but it's not a cooperative game. While players can and should to some degree cooperate, each player has their own objective to fulfill. To consider a player a winner, they have to meet 2 conditions. First, they have to fulfill their objective that's detailed on the objective card chosen by them. And then they have to survive, meaning one of these 3 options. Either locking their character in the isolation room with the facility not destroyed, or use one of the cargo sending system pods to evacuate the facility, or reach the bunker. All right, so fulfill your objective and then survive. That's really it. Here we go. The flow of the game is in 2 consecutive phases. First, the player phase, and then the event phase. All right, and then it talks about the number of different actions that you can take. You've got movement, careful movement, picking up a heavy object, trading, crafting an item, and then in combat, shooting and a melee attack. The rooms and the corridors, movement action. They talk more about how you move, the different types of corridors, making noise, slime markers, fire markers, malfunction markers, all these bad things that can happen. And then they talk about combat here. All right, knowledge and weaknesses, power, objects and items. And then you've got your room sheet, the basic rooms and the additional rooms, and then the special rooms. And then you've got different game modes as well. So you can play the game solo. You can also play it fully co-op. And then there's a revive mode as well. You can play with characters from the original Nemesis game. All right, so if you have Nemesis, you can play with those characters. And there is an alternative side to the board as well that will change things up. You can also play with intruders. All right, then you've got your kind of room cheat sheets and a rule summary here. All right. Our laboratory with some tokens. Okay. Whole lot of cardboard here. So I will just kind of open this and show you the different cardboard sheets. I'm not going to punch everything at this point. That will likely be quite a process to get all that punched out and sorted and put where it belongs. Let's look at our different characters here. We've got the sentry, and we've got the hacker along with some rooms. Okay. And we've got our lab rat, and our xenobiologist, our survivor, our janitor. We've got some of our intruder tokens here that'll be placed in the intruder bag. More rooms, and some dials that will be put together. More rooms, our little rover, escape pod kind of thing, or escape rover. More rooms, our elevator. Now, this board will likely be quite large, so I don't know that I'm going to be able to show it to you all in one camera shot. I think what I'm likely to do is kind of try to show you, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to scoot this out of the way, and kind of just show it to you like this. I don't know that we're going to get all of it. We've got a good part of it there, all right? So there's one side. And the opposite side, this is upside down, but you get the general idea, all right? So you can get a pretty good feel for what this board layout is like. It is a large board. All right, we'll bring this back. All right, we've got our little sleeve here for our contamination cards. Our scanner with the infection procedure there. We've got our draw bag, screen printed draw bag. My hand fits in there just fine. We've got our markers, noise markers here. Nice acrylic markers. We've got our fire tokens. Those are nasty if you've ever played a game of Nemesis. You don't want to see those. Got our character mini bases here. I don't need to take those out. We've got our malfunction tokens. When a room breaks down, you can no longer use its ability until you fix it. We've got some dice here, most of which appear to be custom. All right, so let's take a look at those lovely dice. Again, all of them are custom to some degree, even if it's just a little screen printed kind of logo there. And we've also got some acrylic cubes and dials and things along those lines. I'm not going to take those out right now because I don't know that that is really terribly necessary. All right, we've got card holders, one for each player. I will not take out more of those. We've got some minis, and I'm going to just show you one example of, I'm going to try to show you one example of all of them. All right, here we go. Look at those little guys, all right. There we go. Those are the little bitties. And we've got our characters here. A nice wash on them. Honestly, I'm trying to remember if these are considered the sun drops or not. I really don't remember. They look sun drop to me. And this is actually my personal pledge, so I would have to look back at my pledge to see. But it sure looks, if they're not sun dropped, they've got a nice bit of detail to them. I'll try to do a little notation to this video after I've checked my pledge to see if these are indeed the sun drop. They look to it. They look to be, to me. Oops, sorry, a little high there. All right. Those are slick. I do like the looks of those a lot. I'm trying to see exactly how these went in here. They kind of moved around a little bit, it looks like. Maybe like this. Do it like that for now. All right, and then one of these baddies. All right. Okay, trying to keep this kind of somewhat together. Now we've got the big ones. Yes, look at that. That's an imposing figure. Dun, 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 yes. Oh, I think you've seen that one already. And you've seen that one already. Okay. Here's another one. Whoa! He's pretty terrifying. And I'll show you one of these. Yeah, the minis are pretty fantastic to my eye, and since I am not a painter, I am happy that these have, well, again, look to me to have a wash. I'm assuming this is the, well, I keep bringing it up. I think this is a sun drop, but if it's not, again, I'm very happy with them. All right, then we've got a ton of cards. I'm not going to show off all the cards. Let me show off some of these action cards because there's just so many cards here. So you can at least kind of get an idea for what these look like. These are all action cards here. These are the Lab Rats cards. The Survivors. You can get just an idea of what the art and the iconography and the symbology looks like, the layout, the graphic design of these cards. There's some contamination cards. So a bunch of contamination cards. Here's some for the pilot. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to show off all of these cards. There's just too many of them. And in the for the purposes of this unboxing, we're really just trying to get an idea on how things look in the box. Let's show off some of these objective cards. You can kind of see what those are about. And we've got, let's see here, these are some objective cards. The goose who lays the golden eggs. Finish the game in a CSS pod with an intruder egg object, or finish the game with an intruder egg object and an active knowledge token. All right, so things you're trying to kind of achieve by the end of the game. We've got some events here, like Panic. Character draft card, so you can do that. Computer actions. All right. Well, I think that gives us a good idea on what those cards look like. Let's look at some of the small cards here. And that'll give us a pretty good idea on what is happening here. All right, so we've got some items, some crafted items. There's an energy weapon, a pistol, a crafted item. Regular item, a scatter gun. All right, starting weapons, starting cards, starting item cards, I should say. They're not all weapons. All right, see some more items. Okay. All right, well, there is a lot in this box. There's a lot in this game. It's a big production. It's a lavish production. It is a game based off of a very, very popular survival horror game, so we'll see what Nemesis Lockdown adds to the world of Nemesis. Thank you for watching another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing.